Ja, Iron Maiden har ju en ny platta på gång och basisten Steve Harris, han ska själv få berätta lite om vad den handlar om.
Well, it's quite a varied album, really. There's a lot of different songs, different styles on there. There's 4 different writers on the album, so some of the styles are a bit different. There's hard stuff, progressive stuff, it's quite
Any songs that means anything special to you personally?
Well, I think my favourite song that I wrote anyway is Afraid to Shoot Strangers. I really like that one.
If you compare it to the No Pray for the Dying album, have you taken a different musical direction or using another formula of making music?
It's more the sound that's different. I mean, the last album we approached and recorded it with a mobile, so it was very sort of live approach, just went straight in, did it very raw, not much pre-production or anything. This time round we just spent a lot more production with, with the drum sound and everything, so it's a lot bigger sound really. But I'd say the last one was more of a live approach anyway, so.
Is Martin Birch producing again?
Yeah, Martin Birch and I co-produced. So, but I co-produced in the past, but I didn't take the credit, so.
What's his strength as a producer?
Well, he's a very good engineer, and he just basically gets the sounds and that we want. So, I mean, for example, this album, we changed the sound of the drums quite a lot, and this, that and the other. So, we just talked with him beforehand about what we wanted to change. We didn't need to sort of change producer to actually get a different sound. We just talked with him about what we wanted, and he can get it,
Som ni hörde så är Steve Harris jättenöjd med skivan. Han har producerat själv med Martin Birch och tycker Iron Maiden har fått ett nytt sound. Iron Maiden var ju ett av de få banden som överlevde och vart stora utav den här vågen av brittisk heavy metal som sköljde över oss i början på 80-talet. Jag frågade Steve Harris vad som var så speciellt med Iron Maiden.
Well, I don't know, it's hard to say what was special really, other than the fact that we just really, I think we've always had strong songs, and live we've always really, give 100% and just really, had quite a lot of energy and stuff on stage. So, I think it's the songs really, it's the bottom. I mean, any band really, it's the bottom line is having good songs.
Biff Byford from Saxon recently said that it could have been them instead of Iron Maiden. What's your comment on that?
Well, the only thing I can say is it could have been them as well as Iron Maiden. I don't see why you'd have to say instead of. I mean, to me, it's no competition. I mean, there's enough room for any bands out there. I mean, really, to be honest with you, I think that although their first couple of albums were very strong, I think some of the stuff later on wasn't very consistently strong. So I think that's why they lost a lot of ground. I mean, our albums, have always been consistently strong songwriting, I think throughout. So.
Anledningen till Iron Maidens storhet, det är ju låtmaterialet och där ligger faktiskt saxon i lä. Vad lyssnade Steve Harris på när han växte upp då?
I listened to loads of stuff. I mean, anything from Genesis, Floyd, Tones of Sabbath, Permanent Zeppelin, Free, Wishbone Ash, The Who, loads.
Any special favorites from the new wave of British heavy metal?
I don't know really. I suppose there weren't that many bands that really sort of broke through. I like the first Angel Wish album, but they didn't really sort of do much after that. Witchfind were quite good. There wasn't really that many bands that were like really sort of had the potential to go by anyway. Tigers of Pantang were good, yeah. But,
why are there hardly any new talented young British heavy metal bands around today?
It's a difficult question to answer. I don't really know. I mean, there's a few. I mean, I really like Wolfsbane, The Almighty, Little Angels, they're commercial, but they're good. Gun from Scotland, they're really good. But there's not really that many bands breaking through. I don't really know why. It's a bit disappointing, really. I mean, I don't really know the reasons for that.
Gott om 70-tals influenser hos Steve Harris. Både Bruce Dickinson och Nico McBrain, trummisen, har gjort soloplattor. Har Steve Harris någon på gång?
Well, certainly not for a while. I mean, I don't have any intentions at the moment, and Maiden's just about to embark on a tour that'll last about 10 months, so it's a long way off yet if I do one.
Have you had any offers to produce any other bands?
I've been asked to produce a couple of bands here and there, but I mean, I don't have the time, to be honest with you, and also I think I'll probably produce when I feel that I want to, and it's got to be something that I really, really like. because I don't love the studio enough to go in there with somebody that I just think is alright.
Yeah. I heard you bought yourself a video cutting room and does your own videos there.
Yeah.
Haven't you had any plans on buying yourself a proper studio to record your own albums in?
Well, I have done that. That's where we recorded this album. The last album was recorded at my barn, but with a mobile. This time round we built a controller and everything. It's like a fully equipped studio now. So.
Det var alltså Steve Harris som berättade lite om nya Iron Maiden-plattan Fear of the Dark, som han producerade själv hemma vid i sin lada uppe på Höskullen. Specialinredd till studio.
This is Steve Harris and Maiden, and we have a competition to go along with the new album Fear of the Dark. And basically the competition is for any of you out there, whether you be 10-year-olds just with a small tape recorder and, or, you know, older guys or whatever with, you know, digital machines or whatever you've got, just to do some sort of song that incorporates Maiden, whether it be a Maiden song or whatever, or some sort of rap thing, whatever you want to do, to make up some sort of song or whatever. And the prize will be to come backstage and meet the band in either Gothenburg or Stockholm. In actual fact, you'll be able to get up on stage and sing one of the songs with us. So go out there and do your best.
Ni hörde rätt. Vi har en helt fantastisk Iron Maiden-tävling här i Bang. Från med idag och 2 veckor framåt har ni chans att göra en egen låt med Iron Maiden-anknytning. Rappa något, rocka lite, gör vad ni vill, hit på något. Spelar ingen roll om ni gör det på en bärbar bandare eller i en fet studio, det är tanken som räknas. Ni har 1 minut på er att visa varför just du ska få träffa Iron Maiden när de kommer till Sverige och till och med vara med och sjunga på scen. Kom igen, gammal som ung, och sjung!
How do you maintain this level of success over the years?
I don't know really, I just think we've got a real strong, loyal fan base really. I suppose that's the main thing. And we still, you know, make strong albums, I think. We still write strong songs. That's what I like to think anyway.
Exactly. What do you do then? I mean, what do you do when Maiden is not your prime concern?
Play football, tennis, still the normal things you don't get a chance to do on the road too much. I've got, you know, darkroom photography, into stuff I'm into that, and obviously spending time with family and that. Just doing normal type things really, you know.
Are you a homely type of person?
Yeah, I don't go out too much once I'm, you know, finished with a tour, because I'm out all the time on tour, so, you know, when I'm home, that's it, I don't really go out very much.
Would you say the feeling is the same every time you're about to release a new record?
Yeah, pretty much so, because you really want to, you know, just obviously write the best songs you can. So we tend to write under pressure. We usually allow ourselves like a 6-week period of writing. And so in that sense, since the Number of the Beast album, the process of writing and recording has been pretty similar. Obviously we've recorded in different places. If you go and record in the Bahamas, it's obviously going to be a different sort of atmosphere of recording at home. But in some ways, the last couple of albums, I think we've been a bit more productive in the sense that, you know, there's nothing to sort of take you off course, I suppose, whereas if you're in the Bahamas, I mean, you go out and, you know, you do a backing track and then you go out and celebrate, you know, and stuff.
Do you feel the same satisfaction over this one as you did for example?
Yeah, you always feel satisfaction when you've just finished an album. I mean, you can't wait to play it to people, you know. It's always that way. But you can't be like totally objective about it until a few months later, because then you live with the album more and you play the songs live and you see how they stand up against other songs. But obviously after you've just finished an album, you obviously, you know, you tend to think it's the best thing you've done because it's fresh and exciting and it's new and everything else. So I think, you know, like maybe in a year's time I'll be more objective and compare it more to the other albums really. But I think it's a very strong album, you know. I mean, I think all the albums we've done have been very strong. I mean, the songs, the bottom line is the song.
Fear of the Dark, to me, seems to be a little more sinister than Maiden has been for a while. It has this evilness a little bit over it that disappeared for a while.
I don't know if it's really evil. Sinister, I'd agree, sinister, eerie perhaps, but I don't know about evil. I think the song itself just conjured up sort of weird sort of, you know, imagery for me to want to write about that. And some of the other songs have got a very strong mood on, like Afraid to Shoot Strangers, very moody. But there's so many different things happening on the album, so varied, you couldn't really take one song off the album and say that's representative of the album. And I think that's probably because there's like 4 different songwriters, different collaborations going on, like with Yannick coming in the band and everything, and writing stuff, and some of it's quite different. I mean, we've done different things in the past and we've got a bit of flack for it, you know, but so be it, you know. I mean, we've never really been scared to try different things.
Here is the key. Doesn't that
Yeah.
sound like Gillenwald? I mean, Bruce almost sounds like Ian singing.
Yeah, there is one bit in the middle where he does a scream which sounds really like Gillen, but then the scream after that is a bit like Robert Plant. So, I mean, the actual song itself, to me, reminds me, you know, the feel of it reminds me of Zeppelin. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, anyway, there has been songs in the past where Bruce has reminded me of Gillen because he's a big Gillen fan anyway.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
So, you know, that's natural that would come out every now and again. I mean, Yannick is, you know, has influenced quite a lot of people. I think on this album in particular, there's bits of him, you know, that, you know, you can tell his Blackmore influence and also Jeff Beck. So, you know, I mean, all these influences come out, you know, they pop up once in a while, you know.
What type of credit would you put on Janik as a new member of the band? When you worked with him for some time now and you started to write songs?
Well, definitely, I think he's a big asset to the band, for sure. I mean, when he came into the band, first of all, his enthusiasm alone was like, you know, worth its weight in gold. And then obviously on stage and everything, you know, his antics on stage. And the bottom line is he's a good player anyway, and a good bloke as well. And but now, I mean, you know, he's proved that he can really write good songs too. And so it's strengthened the band even more because, you know, I mean, there's 4 songwriters on this album. I mean, if Nico ever comes up with a decent song, or a song at all, come to that, then that'll be you know, even bigger bonus as well, you know.
Aren't you dying now to go on tour?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, lucky enough, the gigs that we were doing, like Roskilde and we did Boldor in the south of France and stuff like that, kind of gigs in Switzerland in August, September, that sort of kept her hand in, if you like.
But still 6 months ago.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. You know, we really enjoyed doing them gigs, so like one-off type gigs, and you know, I think like when you sort of, if you don't play from one to the next, like maybe a year by the time you've recorded and all that stuff, then it, you know, you really are chomping at the bit to get out there, you know.
Well, with Maiden, one has come to expect that the stage show would look something in the vein of the album cover. So can we expect a shrubbage on this one?
Yeah, fear of the bark. Yeah. Yeah, I mean Eddie will be there, and you know, obviously I'm not going to say too much what's on the thing, but yeah, I mean, he'll be there. But all I'll say is he'll be there in different various forms. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, we try and put the best show on we can, as we always.
Bye.